All right, welcome everybody. Sorry for the delay there. Obviously, we're not on the ZOR YouTube. We're having some kind of server issue. We couldn't get logged in there, so we had to roll with my Twitch page for the night. Apologies there for the delay. We missed a little bit of the beginning of qualifying. Obviously, Packer, the first one out once again, like usual. I am Biga. This is Zenith Online Racing. It's Tier 1. We're in Round 8 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And got a new member in the commentary booth tonight. First time doing commentary. It's Sam226 from Tier 2. Second in the championship currently. Puff is out. Puff has crashed coming out of the final corner, it seems, and binned it in qualifying here. See if we can get a shot of that.
On board with him.
Yeah, he's out.
He went out in the SAIC. Oh, no, it's just the last corner. Good to be here. Thanks for the intro, I'm looking forward to commentate alongside with you today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining. Let me get that Twitch page open. We'll get the comms up. Yeah, I just I couldn't get into the YouTube at all. So it's giving me server errors. I couldn't log out of it even from the PlayStation to like reconnect or anything. It was just stuck. And it was like, well, we're missing qualifying now, so. Got to get things rolling. We can just download this and upload it after. But anyways, you probably got to turn your mic up just a touch. Just compared to the cars, you are a little quiet, I would think. That's just my own feedback. I don't know if anybody in the chat is even there yet to let you know. But just, yeah, probably a touch.
How is that?
That sounds a bit better, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're on board with some Mogless. Yeah, sorry, I saw a bunch of people just tuned in, but sorry for that, guys. The YouTube just would not work whatsoever. Kept giving me server error. So, we're running on biggest Twitch tonight. This is the first time I've ever done a league broadcast on my Twitch, but it's a good thing it's a good thing it's set up. I'm just able to just kind of jump in quick. Mogless looks like he's heading into the pits actually. So let's try to get settled in here. I'm a little thrown off by that whole experience, and we're on board with Beck now. He's coming up the hill. Looks like he is not on a push lap either, and everybody else in the pits currently. So yeah, Puff out early. We got another comment there.
I think T-Money is the only person out right now on an out lap. He's about to start his lap. He's coming to the last corner now.
Okay. GP says you need to increase volume, but I assume he was saying that before we did it. We'll see if it's good now. T-Money on a flyer. We'll ride on board with T-Money in that AlphaTauri. Did really well around here a couple weeks ago for the season premiere of F1. Sonoda looking good, Gasly looking good, and T-Money looking good here in Sector 1, making his way down into a very tight and tricky corner. You want to get as much pace as you can on the exit there. Really throw the car over the curbs here through these S's. And a nice little run down into turn 10 here. ZOR Terminal is here in Twitch. Welcome, Terminal. Yeah, it's a bigger stream tonight. That's Felipe Massacre. Who is that? It's a new guy? A great name.
The new T1 reserve.
Yeah.
Seems like
What a
currently
great...
on pole. Pretty good lap, yeah.
What a great name. They were saying you could go up again even on your mic. You sound good.
I did increase it.
Okay, so, yeah. Maybe it's just maybe just your like speech volume. Maybe just you definitely sound a lot louder now. Anyways, yeah, I think we'll be good. Those guys can let us know. T-Money goes into P8 there with the 26.2. So we got Jinnit out on mediums. Jinnit had a unfortunate end to his race last week, trying to get his car turned around, smacked into the barriers. Ripped his wheel off after he somehow kept it the first time he crashed. So Jinnit obviously looking for a better performance this week. And he's been rapid this season. I did that on time trial earlier, and the car just doesn't stick. Like, you get, you know, like, that's a great line and you don't get dinged for it, but you can't get on the throttle. Just riding right over that curb there. Felipe's a fast boy, eh? All right. Yeah, Jinnit, obviously. Go ahead.
On board with Joshua. He's approaching the back straight. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, big lock up there into turn 10. Obviously, that's going to cost him a little bit of time on the gas here. It's not a super long straight, but definitely important to get a really good exit as you want to carry as much speed as you can through the bends up the hill here. Felipe Massa with a 24.9, so he is, wow, 7/10 up on Camden, who is actually 3/10 up on Lando at the moment. So it's a nice lap from Camden, and Felipe is absolutely hammered down a time here early. Joshua coming across the line now, opens that DRS up, and he is going for a 25.9, so a nice time from Joshua too. Just hanging around Lando's pace as well, so not sure if Lando maybe had a bad lap or these guys are just putting in some great ones, but Lando generally a little further up.
Yeah, he goes in front of his teammates. They usually run pretty close with each other, so it's interesting to see them together again.
Yeah, Dernia and Joshua always running one after another. They were 300ths off. Dernia missed last week, and I think he just kind of missed the race. He didn't seem like he meant to, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Some other guys on out laps at the moment. Looks like Beck on a flyer. He's coming through sector 3 now. He's up 4.5 tenths, so that would put him up into P3, possibly P2 if he can find a bit more. Be a really nice lap from Beck. Let's see what he can do here. Big lockup, but it doesn't really cost him time. 25.6 for Beck, and just behind Camden. It was so close.
Wow.
Yeah. Just that little tiny lockup probably cost him that time right there. Nice lap from Beck, though. See what else we got out here.
Not sure what happened to Axton. Did Brian get a bump up to the Red Bull team?
Yeah, Axton is leaving again. He's can't make the races anymore, so Ryan stepped into the Red Bull because there was no other guy in the Alfa Romeo with him. I guess they just wanted him and Zem to team up so they could. It looks like he just gave him a tow too, but I think they were trying to team up just so that they're both on a team scoring points with each other, right? Rather than.
Yeah.
Obviously, Axton would leave an empty seat, and then Ryan's teammate's not there, so his constructor fight is pretty pointless right now.
I think Zem is going again. He pulled out of the lap he was on. Let's see if he goes into the pits. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he's going to the pits.
What else do we got out there? Maverick. Looks like he's on a flyer. Got Beck just up the road here. He's up a bit on his previous run, which would put him just ahead of Dernia. Maybe behind Joshua still. See if we can find another 10th or 2 here in the final corner. That would probably help him. He might be able to jump up into P5 here. P6, so he splits the Ferraris. Nice lap there from... Actually, he's tied Dernia. Look at that. It's the exact same time.
Dernia's starting a lap now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, at the exact same time. Doesn't it go to the person who said it first? Isn't that the rule? So Dernia technically getting ripped off there. Gonna have to beat it now. Looking really good there for the first few turns. Making his way through Sector 1. Let's see what kind of split time he's got here. Using all that track on turn in.
Yeah.
Oh, nearly loses it. That's going to cost him. Gonna have to back right out of this one. Yeah. Cost him dearly. There goes Packer on his mediums. He's actually got the battery turned down, so... Not sure what he's doing here. Is he going to go into the pits on this lap? I would imagine.
Lando goes pole.
Wow. Lando.
Wait, we missed that. Oh, I thought he was going. Never mind. He's going to the pit, but he did get pole now.
Yeah, so provisional pole for Lando. He's up 4/10 on Felipe. See JXW, is he on a flyer? He is. No, he's not actually. He looks like he's done a lap. He's still in low fuel. Dernia, is he going for another run? Doth is on a flyer, I believe. Just started his lap. He's in sector 1 right now. Ooh, that's a big lock up.
Everyone is in the pit now. Yeah, Doth is up.
Yeah, he's down 2/10 on his previous run there, and that's P10 at the moment, so Doth needs a lot of time here. Rough go for Puff there, though. Qualifying had just barely got underway, and he'd already crashed out of it. I think it was his first flyer, so Puff going to be starting from the back unless Eric doesn't get a time on the board. Doth, his teammate, stuck in P10 at the moment. Reynolds struggling early in this season. We're reaching the midpoint of the season now. They hoping to get things turned around here tonight. Get some big points on the board for both guys.
Yeah, he's probably hoping for a better spot, especially considering that Puff is out.
Yeah, he needs to get up the grid a bit. Fortunately, not looking good for Doth at the moment. He's got time for one more. He's going to have to be pretty quick getting out of the pits there.
Ooh, Jinnit goes third. Great lap on Jinnit.
Yeah, it looks like he was up 1.4 on his previous run, so that's a really solid time from Jinnit. Let's check in with Zamoglis. Is he out there? He is. Let's check in with Zamoglis here. See how he's doing. Oh, he's got traffic here. Ryan's in front of him. Looking to give him a tow again, it looks like. Oh, yeah. Big tow here from Ryan. Zem going to be right up his butt. That was close.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great teamwork.
Yeah, that is really good teamwork. I thought... I was almost worried that Ryan didn't know he was there or something. I was like, oh. But no, good stuff there. He was almost a little too close in the corner, but Zem up 2.3, so... Right now, that's going to put him maybe into P8 or P7 if he's lucky. Not as much as you would hope, especially getting a tow. Maybe a little too focused on that. Rather than just pushing it. It's only P10 for Zem. He's just barely behind Maverick and Dernia, so... looks like Joshua has improved. Has he improved? Anybody on a flyer here? Felipe Massacre, the new reserve driver, new contender for best name on the grid.
He was a little bit down on the first sector.
Here he
he's
goes.
Up almost a 10.
Yeah, that's not enough, though. He's way off Orlando's pace still, so... he's going to need to find a little more time in this one.
Still second. He does have putting up good statement. To put in his first race. Stay second.
Yeah, not much of an improvement. Let's check in with the other cars. Camden on a flyer. Maverick a little further back, I think, so let's go back to Camden. Camden is up just about a 10th right now. And, making his way through Sector 2. Let's see what kind of split time he's got here. He's he's pushing the front runners here, but he's a ways off, actually. He'd probably just be cementing himself in P4 at the moment. Those guys up top looking like they're going to be untouchable for this qualifying session. And Packer must be on his final run, because he's down in 14th still. So yeah, Camden improves, but it's not... it doesn't improve his grid position. Packer only up a 10th and a half. So that is not good. Is Packer having a rough go here? Is he looking to do that alt strategy from the back part of the grid here? Maybe that's the
He's
intent.
on a medium. Oh, that was his first lap. Never mind.
Yeah, medium, but I mean, he's out on the softs right now, but let's see what his sector 2 time is. I only saw a 10th and a half up,
He
which
needs to
isn't going to
find a
give him
lot.
enough. Yeah, he's got half a second up, so that'll put him into 8th or 7th or 8th right now, but this is on soft tires. This is going to be one of the worst performances of the qualifying season for Packer. Let's see if he can find some magic here in the final turn. Looking like
Beck
Lando.
is giving Eric a toe.
No, yeah, Packer's backing out of it. He doesn't want to start in the top 10, apparently. So that's what's going on there. Who's getting a toe, sorry?
Beck was giving Eric a toe. Let's see how he does. Ooh, just not as good as he would have hoped it would be. But he puts him into 13th.
All right, I think that's it for qualifying. I don't think anybody else is going to set a time here. Yeah, so it'll be Lando on pole, Felipe Massacre in second, Jinnit in third, Camden takes P4, Matthew Dernia is P5, JXW P6, Joshua's P7, 8th for Beck, 9th for Maverick, 10th for Doth. That's a brutal position to start softs. Zamoglis, T-Money, Eric, Ryan, Packer, and Puff Digital round out the grid. They will all have tire choice for round 8 here of Zenith Online Racing.
Yeah, not sure what happened with Packer. Maybe it's a strategy, or he just couldn't get a lap in.
No, he lifted. He wasn't trying. He wanted to.
Okay.
I think he just wants to start at the back on. I think he probably wants to try and one stop it from like hards to mediums or something. Start at the back and just kind of pick his way through. I think we'll see. It's going to be.
I mean, it could work with his pace. He could make anything work.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's got to be a reason for it. There's no way he would intentionally botch qualifying. It's well, I mean, he did intentionally botch qualifying, but I mean, there's no way he would. I don't think he would ever be that slow in quali, without good reason. There's got to be some kind of method to it. So see how it pays off. More than likely, I'm going to end up asking him what he was thinking. So, well, you know, his track record's pretty good at getting back to the front when he doesn't qualify well.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he gets knocked off, he gets back up there.
He has had some questionable strategy choices in some races where he pits without needing to pit, in my opinion. But
yeah, well, like last.
Who am I to judge?
Example.
You know,
yeah.
He's proved us wrong before, and we'll see how he does this time.
Yeah. I mean, he's the champion, reigning champion, so there's a reason for that. Yeah, makes some questionable decisions too. I often question him. Almost every single week, I end up with my foot in my mouth. But sometimes I'm right, I guess. I mean, if I keep questioning it every week, eventually I'll be right.
He is leading.
Eric is readied up, I think, so he's possibly getting a 10-second penalty there. I don't believe he was told to. So it looks like Eric potentially with a penalty right off the bat. I'm not sure what the race time was given as, but it seemed a little quick there. We just barely got into the race session. So, yeah, possibly a penalty there for Eric off the bat. We'll see. Let's get all the information up there. Tire, yeah, look, Packer's gone to the hard, so I mean, it's pretty obvious. He's going for some one-stop strategy here. Looks like Ryan doing the same. Puff opting for the mediums here, though, to start. So, and then obviously the top 10 in the softs. I think those guys in the top 10 are going to be in big trouble here. They're probably going to have to pit quite early, and we're going to see those guys at the back. If they don't really lose touch with the field, they're going to gain, you know, tons of time here. So it's going to be an interesting race strategy-wise. I really think that'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, we got Lando. He's on pole position. And we got Felipe Massacre behind him. Jinnit in third, so good showing for Jinnit again. After the incident last week, he's rebounded nicely. P3 on the grid. Camden in P4 in that championship hunt. He's right on the tail of Lando and Packer now at the top, so we got a three-way fight currently. Lando, Packer, and Lando, Packer, and Camden Luca all fighting for first. And then it's a really tight field in the midfield, and you'll see that in the race tonight. You'll see a lot of really close battles, even down, 8th, 9th, 10th place. Like for 1 or 2 points, you're going to see like 5 cars scrapping for it. Looks like we got Beck's gearbox glitch, so we're not going to be on board with him much tonight. This game, man, can't believe it.
Yeah, we'll see how Lando does on pole. He's
so quick.
Has had the ability to convert it in the past, but made some mistakes. He's standing second right now, so he has a lot to prove. He could lead the championship today, considering Packer finishes third or higher, or lower, but we'll see.
Yeah, Lando obviously he's thrown away 2 race wins that were pretty much in the bag. The thing is, he's on a bad strategy, but he's also the quickest guy here, so it might be able to work for him just being in clear air at the front. Either way, we've got the grid reforming. We got round 8 of Zenith Online Racing. This is Tier 1. We're in Bahrain. Let's get this thing underway. We have 5 lights on. And they're off. Looks like a very good start for Felipe. Nope, Lando has pulled away nicely. Jinnit actually gets a great launch. He has moved up into second here. And we're going 3 wide into turn 1. Let's see. Oh, it's a bit of a sandwich there. Jinnit and the Ferrari closing in on Felipe. And Jinnit has lost some ground here. He's gone down to P5 on that sandwich move there. So not a good start for Jinnit after he looked like he was the quickest guy off the line. Really unfortunate for him. Let's check in with the back of the field. We got a lot of cars side by side still. There's nothing too crazy going on at the moment. Still side by side, these guys, though. Camden and Maverick, wheel to wheel here. Maverick trying to get that place. Camden does not want to yield. He cannot afford to lose any more ground on Lando out front. Big lockup from Camden. He's gone very deep there. So trying to push right now and stay ahead of Maverick. Doesn't want to lose another place. Wants to get by Beck as well. JXW applying the pressure to Durnia, who's losing touch with Felipe, who's losing touch with Lando. So good news for JX. He seems to be the 3rd quickest guy at the moment. Jinnit hanging on to him as well. We'll see how Jinnit can do recovering after losing a few places on the first turn.
Yeah, JX could have a look on Joshua in the first, at the end of the first straight. We'll see how he does.
On Durnia, yeah. Yeah, Durnia under pressure here from JXW. Obviously the timing a little wrong here. These are 3rd and 4th, not 1st and 2nd. Whoa, JX nearly into the back of Durnia there. Just seems so in control of the car though. Like that, even though it looked close, he still didn't seem like he was about to lose it or anything. We've got a Williams going slow. What is that? Why is there Williams going slow ghosted? Is that Maverick?
The order is messed up now.
Yeah, it is messed up big time. Lando, I was going to say Lando should be at the front. Is it desynced perhaps? No, I think everything's fine. Lando at the front. Yeah, okay, everything's good. I think it was just glitching or something. Anyway, Camden applying the pressure. It's been all kinds of issues tonight here for this one. We're not even on the ZOR channel at the moment, so Camden really trying to get by Beck here. He's closing in. And Joshua hanging on to Maverick nicely as well.
I thought Packer would have made more spots by now, but he is, I think, lining up a move on Zen.
Packer, yeah.
He has made 3 spots, so we'll see how he does here.
Yeah, the timing's still off a bit here, so I'm struggling to keep track of the intervals other than like what I can see at the front.
Yeah,
here,
it looks like he's gonna get it done on Zem. Packer's through on Zem.
There he goes. Gets through, and let's get back up to Camden. still pressuring Beck. He's got Maverick, Joshua, Eric for company. Soon he'll have Packer for company as well, I presume. On the hard tire, Packer, and he's moving almost into the points now, so that's really good. Not a huge field spread at the moment, so Packer sitting pretty. Oh, big moment for Camden! Whoa! He completely lost the car coming down the hill there, and he swung it right off the track into the barrier. Somehow has kept all his wing and tires, so Camden way off the road. Yeah, it is really unfortunate. It's not good for his championship hunt. It's the kind of thing you can't afford to do against these two, Lando and Packer. They'll give you a mistake here and there, but if you're making them too, you're just going to fall behind, right? Joshua really applying the pressure here to Maverick.
Wait, is Maverick ahead of Joshua? And, oh, whoops.
Yeah, I think you were thinking Durnia.
Yeah, I was looking at
mixed
Durnia.
up. Yeah,
Durnia
yeah.
has pulled the gap.
I think Yeah.
Yeah. Durnia has pulled the gap away from JX, so he can breathe now. We'll see. Yeah. And he's chasing Felipe now.
I've called him Mr. Durnia in the past, so I've combined Mr. Durnia. Yeah, so yeah, easy to get them two mixed up for sure. They usually are just right nose to tail, like, you know. Anyway, Joshua still hammering Maverick here, looking to find a way through. We got 20 viewers tuned in, so appreciate you guys popping by. If you're new here, it's Zenith Online Racing. ZOR, Zenith Online Racing, and this is Tier 1, and we're in Round 8. I'm Arbiga. This is my channel. Due to some technical difficulties, we had to host the stream here tonight. YouTube channel for ZOR. If you are interested in subscribing and tuning in next time, you can hit exclamation ZOR, and Nightbot will hook you a link to the YouTube page. Due to some technical issues, we weren't able to broadcast there tonight, but you can tune in Thursday and Sunday for some more races, and next week for round 9 of Tier 1. You can catch me broadcasting it over on the YouTube page. Tonight we got Sam in the booth with me, and he's a Tier 2 driver competing for the championship in Tier 2 at the moment, and decided to hop in, and he's been spectating the last few races in the comment section on the YouTube channel, and he's decided he wanted to jump in the booth tonight and give his 2 cents on the racing action, so appreciate Sam being here. Yeah.
It is a holiday in the U.S. today, so I thought I'd join you today.
Yeah. Are you consuming a beverage while you do this? Other than water?
No, just water. I'm looking at Lando. Surprisingly, he hasn't really pulled a gap, unlike him in the past, where he's always has had a big gap to second place. But Felipe is right behind him right now, and he could have a look at the end of the back straight.
Yeah, he is. Felipe doing a good job here reeling him in. It wasn't... it seemed like he was pulling a gap, but now he seems to have lost the pace in the softs, perhaps. And he's struggling here. So Felipe has reeled in the leader here. Durnia is not far off either. And we'll stick with this battle for the moment and keep an eye on the gap behind there with Maverick and Joshua. Packer is closing in on them slowly. He's still on the hard tire. They're on the softs, so Packer going to be a little slower pace-wise, but these softs not going to hold up much longer, it seems. So Packer should be able to overtake those guys shortly. Felipe with the DRS.
Yeah, notice it has spread out a little bit in the midfield. Not a lot of DRS trains like it's been in the past. So we'll see.
Yeah, it seems
Buff
more
makes
like
it on his teammate.
More like chunks tonight rather than one big group in the middle. So yeah, Felipe really applying the pressure at the front of the field here, and Joshua hanging on to Beck, who's sort of split the field up here. Beck's sort of fallen away from Jinnit, and we've got a little chunk behind him. Yeah, Puff doing a good job here. He's up into P10 on those mediums, so good call there, getting by his teammate Doth, and Puff looking like he's on a pretty decent strategy here. He's he's really only 3 seconds off Packer, who is also one stopping. Puff could easily one stop this medium to hard if he can keep the tires alive. So Puff looking pretty good right now. We'll see how it pans out for him. The rest of the field's not too far off, and they're all gonna have to pit soon off these softs. So could see Puff looking land a good race here. Go back up to Joshua. Looks like Felipe's lost a bit of ground to Lando now. Maybe Lando just doing some tire management, but Joshua reeling in Beck. See if he can find a way through here. Well, I appreciate that, Jav. I was saying Felipe Masker might be the best name on the grid right now. It's just a great name, so.
Packer's getting through on Maverick.
We've got some great drivers here, and it's nice to see Felipe in his debut with a couple fans in the chat. That's really positive to see. I'm sure Felipe will be very excited about that. Yeah, Joshua gets through on Beck, makes that overtake. We were watching that. Obviously, we were talking about Felipe Massacre. Maverick closing in on Packer. Actually, his Packer just made it through, hasn't he? So Packer makes it by Maverick. I think that's what you were saying. And Puff Digital closing in on Maverick now. Packer moving through the field. He's on those hard tires, and he's past the first soft. Actually, he's past a few soft runners in Doth and Camden who had a moment. So Packer now up in P5, and he's really what 11 seconds off the lead at the moment, and he's going to be able to go for quite a while on these tires. So see how that pans out for him. Let's get back to Doth and Eric. A nice little scrapper in here. No penalties yet in the field. Good to see. We're on lap 8, and we haven't got any penalties yet.
Yeah, Bahrain tends to be a little bit easy on the penalties. So.
It's a pretty wide track, so there's really no need to like do too much cheating, really, you know. Other than running wide, I think extending, I think that would be where it is. Dolph dives into the pits. Eric goes through.
Interesting strategy from JX and Jinnit. It seems like they're going for a two-stopper. Not sure.
Yeah, two-stop is kind of the way to go. What most people agree. So.
Okay, yeah, but Dernier went with the hard, so he's probably going for a one-stopper.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dernier, he probably can make the hards last. I'd imagine they do last about 20 to 21 laps, roughly.
He has been good with the tires. From tuning in the past, he's had
Eric's out.
Makes it work.
Eric is out of the race. Where has he lost it? Oh, he's lost it in a very strange spot on the exit of this turn.
Car? Or it's a virtual safety car?
It's a safety car, proper full safety car. So, geez, that's interesting. That's going to help these soft runners big time.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, they're going to get a huge advantage now.
Maverick probably should pit. It will help him a lot.
I would imagine everyone on softs needs to pit. Really.
This doesn't help Packer.
No, not at all.
And this is playing perfectly for Lando.
It's a massive advantage for the guys on softs because they can get a cheap pit stop and get off these tires that are about to die anyway.
Oh yeah.
Packer is going to be in the lead, but I'd imagine Puff even needs to stay out here too. He's going in. I guess if everybody puts hards on at this point, like it's even ground, right? So. Yeah, Puff pits. He goes for the hards, it looks like. Yeah, good shout. Getting held here by that racing point. Yeah, it's going to cost Puff some time, but... Yeah, looks like Camden out as well, so... Puff gets his pit stop done. He goes down to P11. So a lot of guys with their fresh tires, P8, Joshua, P9, back.
Oh, Joshua gets a severe collision penalty.
Ooh, he's the only one? How did that happen?
Could be a glitch. Not
Who did he hit? Did you see?
He hit Ryan. Oh, he hit JX.
JX. The JX doesn't have one.
He does have his wing.
Packer. So Packer is in the lead currently, but needs to pit, obviously. Lando is in P2 on fresh hards. Packer must be fuming. Ryan.
This is not good for him.
No, this is
at
bad
all.
news. Bad news. Massacre, fresh hards. Ryan might be able to disrupt that a little bit. But the rest of the guys who pit already, Jinnit, JX, Durnia have gained massively. Look where they are now on fresh pit, and they know they got two guys ahead of them that need to stop. Joshua with that penalty. Back everybody on fresh hards essentially, except for Zem, who's gone for fresh softs here. I think that's a mistake. I don't know why you would put softs on. I guess he's thinking if he's going to pit again anyways, then might as well go soft, right?
Yeah.
I don't
He
really
could
get
make
that.
a lot of places here.
Yeah, that's
with,
true.
The safety car.
Yeah. I guess. Then maybe another safety car, he's laughing, but... I don't know. I question that. I think you ideally want to be on the same strategy as everyone around you because, you know, it's sort of a guarantee. Someone's pitting Joshua. Joshua is pitting. Why is he doing that? Oh, you know what? Is he pitting for... Oh, he's serving the penalty.
Oh, he's changing his tire? No, he's not.
He is. He's gone to mediums.
That's weird.
It is weird, and he served the penalty. And he's got a medium tire, so he's now at the back. But there's no penalty on his name. I don't know. I mean, if he
Can he make those last? I mean, I
don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, there's a reason why everyone who was on mediums probably came in the pits. They probably weren't feeling very good. You know, because if you were thinking, oh, I've got another 20 laps in these tires, why would you pit in the first safety car when you can just get at the front and take off? Like, they probably weren't feeling very good, the mediums, so, you know, got to question that decision. Not sure what he's thinking.
I think he's going to make it to the end. It's 19 laps? I don't know. We'll see. That must be what he's thinking.
On mediums, though? I don't know. Maybe. I mean... How long do we think they would have gone anyway? About 13? 13, roughly? That's strange. I don't know. I don't know either.
I'm kind of watching this race as well and planning my race for Thursday, so...
yeah. Take notes. Get your notepad out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put mediums on on your pit stop. I mean, if you start with them, it's fine, I think. But anyways, Packer, obviously on his old hards at the front of the field now, just weaving, trying to get heat into those tires. Lando is in P2. Ryan needs to stop as well, P3. Massacre in fourth on fresh tires. So everybody else on the fresh tires. Everybody else has stopped. So we're going to see some really interesting strategy pan out here. Packer getting things underway. He fires it up and heads towards that start-finish line. We're racing again, green flags, and let's see what we get. Durnia got a really good restart on Massacre. Massacre kind of bumped him there, trying to cover the inside line. So
Beck goes on the inside of JX.
There's contact there with the Williams, Maverick, and Beck touch. And that's cost them both some time, and Puff right in the mix now. Puff trying to capitalize on that incident there. Maverick trying to close him off, leaving a very little room. Puff around the outside here. Great action, and Camden sneaks down the inside, takes that place. Jinnit is off. We'll see that in a moment as we watch these cars coming through here. Where is Jinnit? We've already gone by him, actually, so that was quick.
He's still in, but he lost all of his wings.
Oh, Puff! Been contacted by Zamoglis there in the corner, and he's nearly lost the car. Got things straightened out, though, but that was really, really close stuff. We had that helicopter shot, and we just saw Puff's car go about 45 degrees. He got it straightened out, but he's lost a big chunk of time because of that. I'll have to check in with
Lando's already gone through the Packer.
Yeah, that's not surprising. There's so much action at the back of the field there. Maverick and Beck battling still. Beck back in front. Let's check in with that battle.
Felipe is going to have a look on Ryan.
Back down the inside. Oh, he touches Maverick, but both drivers get away with that one. And here comes Camden, trying to clean up the scraps here. That is back down the inside. They're still wheel to wheel as they head into turn one. It looks like Beck gets the position for the moment. Maverick trying to swing around the outside. They're very close. Begging for space here, Maverick. He has to yield and jump the curb, and Beck takes that place. Beck did not leave him a lot of room there, though. That was a very tight squeeze. Packer and Lando scrapping at the front here. All kinds of action.
Helping Felipe. He's, yeah, he just made it through Ryan.
Oh, there's Durnia making a move down the inside on Ryan. They bump wheels, but Ryan keeps the place. And here comes JXW looking to capitalize around the outside into turn 10. Very tricky place for an overtake. Durnia leaves him enough space, but he can knock it on the throttle when he wants to, and that has hurt him dearly through here. Very, very good racing action here on the return to the green flag after that safety car. All kinds of battles going on up and down the field here. Durnia really closing on Ryan here with those old hards, trying to get by. Cannot afford to spend much more time back here, especially with JXW hounding him. Here he goes. Durnia pulls out to get the move done. Here comes Ryan as well. Or sorry, JXW as well. Ryan, the one getting picked off. They're going 3 into the corner. Ryan trying to defend that. Switches to the inside. And he does well to keep out of the way of JXW, but he nearly defended that with that switchback move. It was a nice little defensive maneuver there from Ryan. Let's get back to the front here. Felipe Massacre closing on QBR Packer.
Yeah, it is close everywhere.
Thanks for the follow there, German. If you want to catch ZOR weekly, it will not be on this channel. This is Zenith Online Racing. Comment exclamation ZOR. Exclamation ZOR, and Nightbot will give you a link to YouTube, and you can catch all the racing action there if you're interested. Felipe Massacre closing here on Packer. This is my Twitch channel, so if you like my voice, then stick around. But if you like the racing, go over to the YouTube page. Camden doing his best here to try and make up some ground. Had a rough start there. Big spin, actually, on his own. Put himself in a pretty compromised position for this race. JXW is doing everything he can here to get by Matthew Durnia. JXW on mediums. Wants to get by the hard runner Durnia and start attacking those podium places. Nice acceleration here for JX. He closes in, switches to that outside line, and Durnia looking to defend it with a bit of a lockup. They're still side by side. It looks like a bit of contact through the corner there, but JXW does well and snags that place. Really good overtake. Just that extra
Maverick
grip with the
makes
mediums.
It back on Beck.
Yeah, Beck trying to fight it back, switches down the inside, and not enough room left there, it looked like, but also it's questionable if Beck should have even gone for that, so I guess that's probably just going to go down as some hard racing at the end of the day.
And Camden seems like he's getting frustrated by all of this happening because the DRS train is not helping him.
And it's putting him in a bad spot, and now we've got Zamoglis right on his tail on those softs, so another guy to fight with that he doesn't really need to be fighting. That's not going to be good.
He does seem to have the pace on both, though. Just can't make it through because they're both on DRS.
Yeah. And that's bringing Zem, Puff, Joshua in. Doth not far either. So a bit of a cork in the bottle situation here from Maverick in that Williams. He's sort of holding these guys up. Doing an excellent job, though, with the amount of guys behind him. He's still, without his DRS, see if he can defend from these guys behind.
Ooh.
Beck's actually lost a little bit of time there. Camden actually could get back on this. Here goes Camden closing, and Zamoglis also closing. Camden down that inside. Sorry, Beck down the inside on Camden. Oh, he hits that curb pretty rough and does not get much grip at all. Camden pushing back right to the edge of the circuit. They're still wheel-to-wheel here. Great action from these two. Camden switching to that inside line. Beck trying to cover that off in the braking zone. That was a little late. Just, you know, one of those questionable. Yeah, it was questionable. He moved kind of in the braking zone, I think. It wasn't too egregious or anything, but it didn't look like it was the fairest thing of all time either. Definitely probably see that come up in the incident reports after the Grand Prix. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how much is in it, really. Let's see. Either way, Zimaglis and Camden and Beck still applying that pressure to Maverick. He's just losing time taking these defensive lines, and that's costing the guys behind quite a bit as well.
Yeah, he needs to get through Beck and hunt down Maverick. But yeah, that's the problem. The Beck is getting DRS.
Yeah, Beck doing a decent job here defending.
Yeah.
The DRS is obviously helping a lot, but doing a really nice job.
Not getting a good exit from the last corner to make that work.
No, and it looks like Zimaglis is actually going to take a look here. I don't know if he's close enough to warn him, but Puff has to take some evasive action there. Packer with a time penalty.
Ooh.
Yeah, Camden taking a peek. We get that nice chopper cam again. Let's get that junk off the screen here. We're watching Camden try to take down Beck. And we got Zimaglis and Puff Digital close behind. Maverick sort of just keeping these guys at bay for the moment. We got security alarm going off in Sam's house. And
that was a motorcycle.
Yeah, no, it's your dog, right? I hope it was anyway. Oh, it was a motorcycle?
It was a motorcycle.
Really? It sounded like a dog barking. That's crazy.
No, my dog is not here.
Yeah, anyways, Camden all over the back of Beck here. Trying to get through. It's just
pressuring JX now. JX probably doesn't have that much life left in his medium.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think they would last all that long. Like, I don't think Joshua's getting to the end here. Zimaglis picks up a time penalty.
Packer is in the pit.
Yeah, Packer pits. Camden as close as he's been to Beck, but Beck with that DRS makes the move on Maverick. Can knock it through, though. Still, this train.
Wow.
It is insane how long these guys have been stuck here. Maverick doing an excellent job fighting this, and Camden way off the road here. He's picked up a lot of sand. Even Puff has a shot at this thing. Puff has to get on the brakes pretty hard, though. He ran out of room there. Zimaglis does get through. If Puff could find a way through. Camden just sitting behind that car for so long, trying all these different lines. I think he's maybe put his tires in a bad spot. And then he runs wide, picks up some sand, and he looks like he's under pressure again here. Puff closing in. He's going to have a crack at this down the back street, it looks like Puff. Oh, just a little nudge there. Puff just pushes Camden to up the road a bit. And Puff obviously had to get out of that. And Joshua now going to make a move. Season 3 rivalries renewed. Joshua swings around the outside under braking. Oh, Puff nearly clipped him coming back on the road there. Got on the curve a bit much, but a nice battle between those two there. Joshua takes the place for the time being. Durnia, as you mentioned, reeling in JXW. JXW struggling on these mediums. I guess he's got to go to the softs. He is pitting.
Yeah, he's been lining it up for a while now.
He is not pitting. He stays out.
He could make it work this time. It's been close.
Here comes Durnia.
On the brake.
Not close enough. Puff, though. Let's see if he can get Joshua back here. Puff thinks about it, but does not go for it. Let's get back to Durnia.
Durnia's gonna go through right now.
Durnia, yes, around the inside line. Up the hill here, and they're still wheel to wheel. It's not quite done yet. Needs to leave a bit more space there, I think, but Durnia gets the move. Just very, nip and tuck through that corner there. Let's get back to this battle back here. Camden, Joshua, Puff, and Doth has joined the party.
Yeah, that was massive for Dinya if he wants to stay in the podium hunt.
Yeah, he needs to get through there. And
Yeah.
especially, you know, he's looking poised for a good P3 here with the. He's on the right strategy. He can get to the end more than likely. JXW gonna have to pit probably. We got Camden reeling in Zamoglis here. He's trying to get by. Zem on those softs, surely not gonna have much life left. Joshua and Puff hanging on. It's been a nice little battle in the midfield. It's something we said early in the Grand Prix we would see. A bit of a group in the middle here, fighting for a few points. You know, the guy that comes out on top here is getting what, you know, 5 or 6, like 6 points out of this whole group of cars. So.
Yeah, and shout out to Maverick. If he stays in 5th, it will be his best result in Tier 1. So, we'll see how he does. He's under a lot of pressure though, with Beck and Zem behind him.
Camden closes with that DRS, but just not enough. It's just, very easy to defend when you've got the DRS ahead from the car in front. That's the thing. Like, Beck is in a sort of an odd spot here. He should be able to get through with the DRS, but he can't. And the cars behind are causing him enough of a headache that he can't just focus on making an overtake. Oh, late move from Camden. Tries to take that inside line, and he's very close to Zamoglis here. He's going to go down the inside at the end of this DRS street. They're wheel to wheel. Zem's soft, starting to fall off a little bit. You see Camden with a lot more grip as they come up the hill, and he gets the place. So Zem, he's probably going to have to pit off those softs now, I would imagine. I don't know why you'd even go longer anyway. There's only 10 laps left. Pretty much has to pit unless he thinks he's getting to the end on them, which I doubt. But here comes Puff. Sorry, it is Puff. Yeah, Puff down the inside on Joshua. Big lockup. Puff picks up a penalty there. That's going to hurt him a little bit. But he is applying the pressure to Joshua here.
And Maverick has actually stretched the gap to Beck.
Yeah,
so it seems like he has the pace now.
Maverick, this is probably his best drive of the season, honestly. The fact that he held all those cars behind him for this long, and now it looks like he's starting to, I mean, he's been doing some smart driving. Well, these guys are fighting tooth and nail to get by, and he might actually come out on top here. Maverick could be poised for a nice P5 finish, and that would be really, really good for him. I think he'd be really happy with that. He's been struggling to score points consistently in Tier 1 since moving up. Tier 2 champion last season. But looking really solid here tonight. P5 finish would be quite an achievement for him. And possibly even P4, because JXW, not sure how well he's going to be doing at the end. He may even have to pit again. Here comes Puff. Looking at Joshua again, but not quite close enough. He's going to have to get by and make up 3 seconds here to finish ahead. So Puff needs to make hay while the opportunity is there, because his teammate Doth is closing in, and they're going to be costing each other time if they don't get by here. Puff taking a peek, but not close enough.
Oh, Beck is probably going to make it on Maverick this time.
Here comes Puff, absolutely flying. He's going to get by for sure now. Maybe even bring Doth with him. Can Doth also get by? He's side by side here. Double overtake there from the Renault boys, and they both get by Joshua. Great stuff. Maverick and Maverick and Camden wheel to wheel. Was it them that touched, you said?
Beck and Maverick touched, and Beck has made it through and allowed Camden to also make it through. So,
okay, so
not
Maverick
going well for Maverick now.
Yeah,
lost
that's
2 places in 1 corner.
He's got to be absolutely steaming after that. So we're going to see Maverick probably turn on the afterburners and try to get back in front. There, Camden and back wheel to wheel. Camden, he picked up a penalty making that overtake. So, I mean, that's hard to. I mean, should he give the place back? Do you think, or I don't know.
Doesn't feel like he cut the corner. He was trying to give the place back, but it seems like Beck wasn't responding.
I don't think he was trying to give it back. I think he was just trying to break that toe. And here comes Maverick. trying to make a move around the outside. Yeah, I think he was just making trying to break the toe, because if he was trying to give it back, he could have lifted a little bit, right? And he just stayed on the throttle.
Yeah.
So Beck trying to fight this back, but Maverick applying that pressure. So Beck ultimately cost Maverick some places there based on what you were saying, and now Maverick trying to make Beck pay for that and get back in front.
And
Here he
Camden
comes.
has finally made it through.
Maverick down the inside, and they both had DRS there, but Maverick just had that extra grip, and he got in front. Beck trying to fight that back, but Maverick's got it for now. Beck with a bit of a moment, nearly loses the car, but he keeps it on the road, and, you know, that's good to see Beck saving that, because I've seen him lose it so many times and throw away a really good finish. Really nice to see him keep it on the road here. But Puff and Doth are closing in now, so these guys are going to be in the fight here for P5 potentially. Actually, even Maverick's hanging on to Camden here, so up to P4 even could be up for grabs for all the guys down to P9. And Packer really just not having a great race tonight. He's still in P10 on those mediums. He's closing in. But he's going to have a hard time getting by all of these cars that have been running together for almost the whole race.
Yeah, I do feel for Packer. It's not the race he wanted.
Big moment there for the car in front. Looks like Beck with a lockup.
That was a great move for Maverick. I think this is finally slowing down in that fight. We'll see if Beck has more in him to fight this, but Maverick is pulling away.
Yeah, Doth with that DRS really hanging on to Puff. It's hard to say who's actually quicker at the moment, but Doth has Joshua for company, and Puff. I mean, if they switch places, then Puff's just going to get past too. So it's hard to even say like what should happen there. But it looks like Doth has pace. He's stuck behind. I don't know how many penalties he has. We should check that. Just 3 seconds for everybody who has a penalty. So just remember that as we enter the closing stages of the Grand Prix. We got Beck pressuring Maverick still. Get off the onboard so we can see a little more action on track. We got Doth hanging on to Puff. Puff needs to start closing on Beck or let Doth through, perhaps. I'm not sure if Doth is actually quicker or if it's just the DRS keeping him there. It's hard to say.
Oh, Beck has closed down again.
Yeah, he's real.
He needs to have had the battle this whole race now. And it's been pretty bumpy in some places, but it's mostly happening in that turn 1. So let's see if Beck goes for it again.
Yeah, let's see Beck with the DRS. He's closing in, but he's not close enough. No, he's gonna have to try again up the hill and see if he can maybe reel in a little closer. Next lap.
That's what of a move on Puff, but
looks like Packer's got by Joshua. Doth, yeah, he's really not getting super close to Puff, but he's not falling away either, so it's hard to really say. I mean, if they can stay in this position as a team, then they'll be in a good spot. Ultimately, though, Doth probably wants to get by and go try and chase. They are still bringing in Beck and Maverick, though. Maverick and Beck scrapping in front are sort of losing time to this group behind, so that's going to be really interesting as we enter the next few laps. We'll see how that shakes out. Beck is still applying that pressure to Maverick. Neither guy with penalties at this point, so this is a heads-up race. Camden with penalties in front needs to break a 3-second gap here. Looks like he's got Maverick just about covered off, but he's still got Dernier way up the road here. Dernier doing a nice job on those slightly older tires, hanging on to that P3 position for the time being. We got Beck
Becker's gonna get it
down
done.
the inside, and he looks like he is going to get it done. He swings by Maverick, covers that inside line nicely, and then on the switchback here, he's going to have that covered off too. Let's see if Maverick gets a shot up the hill here with the DRS. Can he get by? Maverick with DRS, trying to fight back, but no, it does not get it. So this is Beck's chance to capitalize and try and put a second between him and Maverick and put this battle to rest for the night, once and for all. Puff Digital closing in on his Tier 2 rival, Maverick, championship competitors last season. We got somebody off in Sector 1. That has got to be Zamoglis in the Red Bull, down in P13. He's on the softs again. He's had a moment there. So another thing to note, T-Money and Jinnit both 14th and 15th. Kind of forgot about those guys with all the action we've been seeing. And they're just nowhere. And T-Money and Jinnit are P14 and 15, and they're both way off the rest of the field. So I'm not really sure what happened to those guys, but they're just nowhere tonight. Zamoglis joining them with that spin. Here comes Packer trying to make a move on Puff. Oh, and he rear ends Puff. Big walk up from Puff there, though. And Packer has gone into the gearbox of Puff and cost him a lot of time on that corner, and now he's going to complete an overtake, which I don't... He's almost hit Puff there, too. And I'm not entirely sure he should have gone. I don't think he should have gone for that overtake because of the... I don't know. It's hard to say, but...
Yeah, Maverick attempted go on the inside of turn 1 on Beck, but it doesn't pan out as he would have hoped.
Yeah. Tricky overtake there from Packer because he cost Puff a lot of time by rear-ending him and then continued to overtake him down the straight. And it's hard to say, like, should he have maybe just... I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, he didn't complete an overtake. It's hard, yeah. That'll be debated all day, I feel. Really tough. I don't know what you would do.
Yeah. Maverick is struggling now. It seems like he doesn't have the tire anymore to fight because Beck has almost a second gap now. So this fight looks like it's coming to an end.
Yeah, we got a comment in the chat there. Fair Racing, he said Puff is fine. I agree. I don't think there's enough in it to necessarily give a penalty. It's just more... You know, had that not happened, would Puff have been overtaken? Probably. If you've been here before, if you've seen Zenith Online Racing, ZOR Racing before, you know Packer is a very, very quick driver. He's probably going to get through anyway. I mean, I know Puff personally, and I don't think he'll actually even challenge that with the stewards. There's just no point almost because I think inevitably Packer would have gotten that place at the end of the day, whether it was done like that or not. So, now if he had sent Puff off the road or possibly damaged his car or something like that, then obviously we have a different discussion. But
yeah, Packer's flying now.
Yeah, Packer
he
is
made
flying.
It to Maverick, and he's eyeing Beck now.
And once he gets by Beck, he's got some clear air, and he's going to be able to work his way up the field here.
I don't think he can catch his teammate. He might be able to, we'll see. But yeah, that's almost 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but in the clear air, you never know. He has breaking through the DRS train, which we suspected would be a bit of an issue for him, but yeah, Puff still got a crack at Maverick here. He's going to be able to reel him in and take a shot, and even Doth will have a chance to get by as well. It's going right down to the wire here, though. We are on lap 28 now. Lando out front by quite a margin. Felipe Massacre looking good in his debut here. He's finishing P2 as it stands. And Durnia doing a nice job to secure a podium here. Packer goes by Beck down the inside on the main straight. Beck not going to be able to fight that. Beck doesn't have penalties. Packer does, so we'll see. He needs to make up quite a bit of time here. Let's check in the penalty situation. 3 seconds for everybody with a penalty still. So Puff and Doth will not gain, but JXW might actually jump them if he can close in here with those soft tires. He probably will with softs. We'll see how that pans out. We'll get back to Maverick and Beck with
So
Puff.
Joshua does pit again, which puts him now in 12.
Interesting strategy. He's going for fastest lap,
Yeah.
but he's not going to get the point because he's finishing P12.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Unless he had a puncture. I can't see why he would pit. Wait, he did try to go to those mediums all the way to the end, didn't he?
He did, but he just pit this lap, so...
Right, I know, but I mean, like, that's got to be puncture. Why would you pit with 1 lap to go out of the points? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like
it could be.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that, like, the mediums weren't going to go 19 laps. We could see that.
Yeah.
Even the hard tire that long is probably a question. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Joshua maybe had a puncture there. Orlando on the final lap. We are down to the final lap. JXW has really closed in on Doth here. Doth has made a mistake, and he's lost some time to Puff, and JXW flies by on those soft tires. Puff with that penalty is going to lose the place to JXW even as well. But Puff trying to get by Alt Maverick here. He's fighting their nose to tail, and Puff with a really good run here up the hill. Maverick does not have DRS. Puff does. This is his final chance. He's got to get by here. Puff around the outside, trying to make this move stick. They're wheel to wheel. He runs out of road, or does he? No, Puff still fighting it, begging for some space. Maverick with a bit of a compromised line there, though, and he does keep the place. Nice defensive driving there from Maverick, holding Puff off. We got a yellow flag. I don't know who that was. Smogless in the chat there was saying the car was undrivable. Just having all kinds of issues with it. So Maverick looks like he is going to have Puff covered here. I don't think Puff's going to get by. Let's get to the front. We got Lando coming down the straight for the victory. It's P1 for Excel Lando. Felipe Massacre is going to bring it home in P2 in his debut here for ZOR. A really good result from him. Matthew Durnia looking for a P3 under pressure from Camden, but that time penalty regardless would have given him the podium. So nice drive from Durnia on these old hards to bring it home. P3 for Durnia. Camden into the wall, obviously P4, Packer P5, and Packer drops behind Beck. So Packer with a P6, Maverick takes P7, JXW P8, Puff P9. We got some carbon fiber flying. Doth rounds out the top 10. The final point for the Renault team. Puff and Doth 9 and 10. Good result for those guys. Ryan has he made it across? No, he's spun.
Yeah, Lando's going to be leading the championship now, making it really close at the top.
Yeah, Camden, pretty good recovery there. He was in bad shape there with that spin he had. And to come home P4 really minimized the loss to Lando and then also gains on Packer still. That's a pretty good result for Camden.
Yeah, pretty good result for Beck as well.
Easily Packer's worst race of the season. He was just nowhere all night, really. Bad driver of the day, as I say he was nowhere. I mean, honestly, like he's if you tune in weekly here, Packer's one of the best drivers on the grid. He didn't have a great night. You wouldn't think it based on that, but I mean, he still had a great drive tonight, regardless. But from what we expect from Packer, I expected a podium, regardless. So. It's a bad night for what Packer and the rest of us would have expected, but overall he still had a good drive. From 14th or 13th or whatever up to P6. So P15 actually is where he started. Oh wait, was that right? Yeah, Packer P15. All right, let's check the results quickly. We're gonna make sure we capture that for scoring and penalties and whatnot. Gonna get these guys in for an interview. Lando, Felipe, Durnia. If we can't get Felipe, we'll maybe snag Camden. But if you stick around for a couple minutes, we'll get the interviews rolling. If you like the racing action here, you like the commentary. Normally we're broadcasting on YouTube. You can hit exclamation ZOR, the Nightbot command exclamation ZOR, and we'll get you a YouTube link, and you can use that YouTube link to subscribe to the channel. We race Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Sundays, 3 p.m. Eastern. The EU tier, so it's a little earlier in the day. It's evening time in the UK. Again, exclamation ZOR. Hit that YouTube link. You can check out some older races, catch up on the season, and subscribe to get the notifications for the upcoming races. Let's get these guys in for an interview. Sam, if you want to cook up some questions, you're more than welcome to lead the interviews. If you're not feeling that, I can carry it. It's totally up to you.
I'll let you start it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll throw it to you at the end and see if you want to add anything. Lando Durnia. I don't even have Lando. I gotta go search everybody, and I don't have that other guy either. Just give us a moment here. Excel Lando. Add. Durnia. I'm sure I have Matthew Durnia. Do I not have Durnia either? Or is he offline? Huh, I don't have Durnia. Man, this is gonna take forever. Alright, I swear I have Matthew Durnia on my friends list. He must just be offline or something. I can't find him for some reason. Yeah, there he is. Sneaky bastard. The other guy is Felipe Massacre, right? How did he get that name? What a brilliant name. I'm going to ask him that. It's the first question I'm going to ask him. Was it underscore Massacre? It's happening. Felipe Massacre. Oh, I don't know which one he is. It's just Felipe underscore Massacre, right? Not another underscore?
There is no underscore.
There's no underscore?
There's no
Lando, what happened? What happened in the first stint there? You were a little slow.
Ah, there he is. 3 mutual friends. Okay. Hold on. That's my question. Hang on here. Who's leading the interviews?
I'm coming.
These guys,
I'm coming for your job, big guy.
I don't think it. Well, I mean, shit. Who knows? Down the road. I mean, I retired from racing. Who knows how long I'll commentate? I don't think anyone could hear you anyway. But Felipe Massacre. There he is. All right.
Hello.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Lando, if you're talking.
I don't think Lando's talking.
Hello.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I did not know this was a thing.
yeah, we do podium interviews after the race, and we had to broadcast it on my channel, which normally doesn't happen either, but we just kind of had to roll with it. So you don't have to participate if you don't want to, but yeah, we do broadcast a little interview, so we'll ask you a couple questions about your race and get your feedback on things. Let's go to the race winner though first. Lando. Another dominant performance there, even though you took sort of what wouldn't be considered the optimal strategy, I suppose. I guess you figured, I mean, you've shown it week in, week out. You kind of have that, that pace no matter what the strategy is. As long as you're out front and you're on a good set of tires, you can usually just make up the gaps you need. So, was that sort of your intention? You knew if I get pulled, then I'm going to be fine regardless of what Packer's doing. Did you know Packer was going to intentionally start outside the top 10? Just kind of run us through your planning in that qualifying session, what you were expecting.
Yeah, it was like I kind of knew I had the pace over most people. Obviously, I didn't know Felipe's pace, but it seemed actually quite decent. But yeah, I was always just gonna try and aim for pole and then just drive away because it's probably the easiest thing to do. Obviously, the hard medium strategy is probably the best one, but obviously, as we saw with safety cars, it's a bit risky.
Yeah.
I think it was obvious Packer was going to start outside the top 10 when he was just backing off, and then eventually just ended up starting 14th, I think it was in the end. But yeah, it was a good call in, and the race was just a case of just keeping on the track, I guess, and yeah, managed to just cruise home.
Yeah, keeping on the track.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh wait, who are we talking to? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once is like, oh man, but twice is like, well, now it's like, how many times are we gonna see this before? I actually went to my Abu Dhabi highlights. I actually won that race, but I meant to go to the theater for the showroom. But yeah, no, excellent drive again. Obviously, I mean, those two races that you crashed, you really probably were gonna win those races too. So if you take away, you look at the point balance right now, you did us all a favor in the championship race to take yourself out, but had you won those two races, you're in a much better position. Because if you had 0, you go from 50 points to 0, you're well ahead of these guys at the moment. So obviously you gained a lot tonight on Packer, which is probably the most important. Camden had a really nice recovery though, and he was able to actually get back up to P4, so you didn't gain too much on Camden, but Camden actually gained on Packer, which is probably better. Just kind of let those two mess around, distracted with each other, and you can just kind of scamper off out front and be beneficial for you. Yeah, another great drive. Let's move on to the P2 finisher. His first time here in Zenith Online Racing, just joined, showed up as a reserve tonight. Full-time reserve, so probably looking for a seat down the road, and I think we'll probably have one, really. I mean, we're having consistent no-shows, so there's got to be a seat for you somewhere. But Felipe Masker, arguably also the best name on the grid currently.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely the greatest PSN on the grid. So I think you've gained some fans tonight in the chat already. So your ZOR career is off to a good start. Obviously, you look good in qualifying and good in the race. What were you expecting tonight? Did you think you would be one of the quicker guys? Were you expecting a little more competition, or are you a little disappointed that you weren't out front?
I did not know the pace that I had at the start. I know the Packer, the QVR Packer.
Yeah.
He did the race, and I know he's very fast. I've seen him before.
Yeah.
He beat me many times, and I thought he would be ahead of me for sure. For sure. And I was told I did practice a bit before, and the Lando was in there, and he was way too fast for me. I couldn't keep up with him. But I thought I got for third place, maybe get third place. I did not expect the second.
All right, so that's obviously, you're overachieving from what your expectations were coming into tonight. Yeah, it's Lando's a quick driver for sure. It's going to be a struggle to beat him there, but it's good to see that we got another guy on the grid that's able to push at the front of the field. Camden also a very quick driver. He'll be right in the mix. Camden will be a pain in your neck for a lot of the season, I feel. So, it's just good, really good to see. Obviously, we want to get full grids out there. We want more drivers in the field, and then when we can add a driver that can compete at the front in the top 3 or 4, it's about as good as it gets when you're looking for new drivers. So, congrats. Really nice drive, really good debut, and we're glad to have you here. Looking forward to seeing how you shape up for the rest of the season and how you're able to compete with these guys at the front.
Thank you very much, friend. I had fun time. Everybody very clean. I like. Thank you.
Yeah, great racing here. Everybody's nice and clean. We'll move on. P3, Matthew Durnia, another really great performance. You missed last week's race. You're here back in the podium interviews again, benefiting from a rough night for Packer and able to snag a P3. Just kind of run us through your race. What were you, obviously, your race pace always kind of puts you in the contention for a podium. Is it something that you saw happening tonight that you were expecting? Is it an expectation week to week that you plan to be fighting for podiums at this point?
Those Racing Point boys can't seem to keep it on track, but when they do, they're quick.
Yeah.
I was not sure what Packer was thinking with that strategy, honestly. I think he's thinking too much when he should just drive. But I probably shouldn't be giving him advice, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's debatable. He's proven me wrong a couple times, too.
Going into the start, it's really been, I've been really good at the starts this season. I think that's what's helping me in the race. And I told Josh, I was like, Josh, I'm going to be P1 at the end of corner 1. Ended up P3, but I pretty much spent the rest of the race there. I had some fun battling with JX. I had a couple nice moves. But pretty boring race, honestly. After that safety car period ended, I had a gap ahead. I wasn't catching Felipe, I wasn't catching Lando, and the guys behind weren't catching. Camden eventually did catch up to me towards the end, but I wasn't really trying at that point. But it was good. I always enjoy getting on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you're generally out there putting in really solid race performances. Qualifying, I think, has been going better in general for you and Joshua over the last few races. But you guys race pace, even if you're starting P8 and 9, we know that you're going to be running together and running a smart strategy and generally pushing towards those podium places.
Yeah.
I think Joshua had a bit of an issue. He had a collision under safety car, I believe, and then pit.
I wasn't sure what he was. I wasn't sure what he was doing with pitting, because I think he could have got the penalty removed. But he was caught up in a bit of an unfortunate incident with a bit of an accordion effect. One guy had another guy in front of him, and then he had nowhere to go, unfortunately. So he took that car almost all the way to the end with wing damage, and he didn't have a bad race. He didn't have a bad race even with the damage.
Did he end up with a puncture at the end? Do you know if that's why he pit or?
No, I think the tires they weren't going to make it, so he just decided to come in. He figured why not go for the fastest lap, and I think he bended there.
Yeah.
While attempting it, so we'll get him next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just wondering if he possibly ended up with a puncture just because he was trying to extend those mediums for so long. But yeah, especially with wing damage too, I could see why you would be like, you know what, it's not even worth it. I'm just gonna bail out of this and head out. So yeah, that's it. Sam, if you got any questions, feel free. I don't know if you've been stewing anything on your mind over the last few minutes you wanted to ask anybody. Feel free.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate the podium guys, and well done, Lando. You are leading now. How do you feel about the rest of the season and taking the fight to her?
Taking the fight to Packer, I think you said,
Yeah, glad to finally be leading after 8 races. I think like Viggy said, probably I think for everyone else it's kind of been better entertainment because it's quite close, but yeah, I was starting to get a little bit worried, but obviously I think if Packer had actually picked up the win at Russia, that would have made it a lot more difficult. But yeah, with these last 2 races, he's kind of missed a good opportunity to go quite a bit ahead. Being a Zandvoort next, which I'm quite confident about, but then we got Australia, which I actually think he's quicker, just completely around this, so that'll be one that will be hard. But the rest of the season I'm hoping just to pick up wins most races, possibly if not just settle for a podium and then see what Packer does. But yeah, hopefully it will be good.
All right, good luck. That's it for me.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that's pretty good strategy. As long as you're finishing in that top 3 every week, even Packer's gonna have a hard time overtaking you in the standings, especially with just that raw pace you show every week. Yeah, that's it. We're going to wrap things up. It's getting a little late. We've probably gone a little longer than we hoped, but it's good to get a word in from all the drivers. We got Sam for the first time in the booth, and thanks for joining us tonight, Sam. Appreciate that. And we'll see you again sometime. And that's it for round 8. This has been Zenith Online Racing. I'm Arbega. This is my Twitch channel that you're currently watching. If you want to watch ZOR 3 nights a week we've got action on Zenith Online Racing. You can hit that exclamation ZOR Nightbot will link you to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe over there. That's where most races will be broadcast. We're going to download this one and we're going to upload it over there as well. Just a bit of an emergency situation with some technical issues. So every other race you'll catch on the YouTube channel. Get on over there, subscribe to that if you liked what you saw tonight. And if you're watching this later on, you can subscribe to Twitch. You can catch me playing some stupid zombie games, some other garbage whenever I feel like I'm in the mood for it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the race broadcast. Round 8, ZOR, Thursday night, 8 p.m. on the YouTube channel. You'll catch Tier 2 taking on the Bahrain circuit. Have a good night, everybody.